Hey guys, Josh here. Just before the episode starts, I want to make note of something. So we recorded this back a couple of weeks ago, and the reason that I need to preface this is that we talk about the movie Tru Confessions, which is a Disney Channel original movie starring Shia LaBeouf from way back when in the late 90s, early 2000s. And the reason I thought it important to make note of this is that recently, if you have not been keeping up with the news, Shia LaBeouf has been not doing great things in the city of New Orleans. And recently he was on a podcast where he basically said he was homophobic, at least in his own words. If you want to know more of what I'm talking about, just look it up yourself. And reason, again, that I'm saying this is that when we say that due to recent events, like this was like very poor timing, it was more so in relation to when everything about him in New Orleans started, but not this very recent thing. Obviously, me and Sean do not condone his actions and what he believes in or anything like that. And we were just specifically speaking about him in this movie from when he was a kid. And yeah, that does not speak to his character as he is an adult now. We just thought it was important to make mention of that. So good. I don't really know how to end this. Okay, episode begin.
Welcome back to the official GeekSpeak Podcast. I'm your host, Sean. Joined as always is my co-host, Josh Riz Skibbity Rudy Rudolph. This is episode 6-7 of the podcast today, y'all. This podcast where we watch movies, make movies, play games, and more. What else can you ask for, Josh? We've done it. We've gone to episode 6-7. How does it feel?
I hate that you had to make that specific reference. I hate everything.
Hello, fellow youths.
Fellow youths.
To be fair, we should have gone to episode 67 in year 2.
Yes.
1 year 3 or 4 now. Whatever. We watched a DCOM called Tru Confessions. We got news about companies and Scooby-Doo and blood and other things. And our main topic today is interesting, I guess. And we have a super weird story again today about something also interesting, I guess. Today's main topic will be Kraven the Hunter, not the character, but the movie. And again, that's not really the character either, to be fair. He's very different from the real character. Do you agree with that statement?
Yes.
He's pretty different from the comic book Kraven.
A little bit.
This one loves animals. At least a little bit.
He's probably best friends with the people that run PETA.
That first quote is still so funny when that released about he's an animal protector, lover of all animals. Like, oh, that's not the right thing to hear about this movie.
I have so many things to say. This man forced me to watch this again, and I didn't want to.
You lowered your rating by 2 points.
Yes, I hate this movie, but we'll get into that later.
Let's start today with how you doing today, Josh?
Well, you made me watch Kraven, so honestly not that great.
Look, besides the Crave of it all. Besides the Crave.
Fine, I guess. That can't complain aside from Kraven.
Let's talk about the movies you watched lately. Anything you watched in the past week or so that you've enjoyed watching? Besides what we're talking about today, of course.
Yes, give me one moment.
I don't think I touched on this last time, but I watched the first time recently, Bridge to Terabithia. I knew that things would be sad in the movie when I went into watching it. And I kind of predicted what would happen based on everyone saying, you're going to cry. I'm like, cool, so I know what's going to happen now. I wasn't wrong. But it was just like, the way it happens is very good. It's really powerful the way it comes about, the suddenness of it. And
that was the first time as a kid I had ever seen anything really talk about death and showcase that, especially for a young person. Spoiler alert for something a book that came out in the 70s.
I was trying to avoid spoilers, but sure.
The book came out in the 70s. It's fine. Because I think I was like 7 when it came out, and that was the first time I'd ever encountered anything like that before. And it was really impactful.
It's a bad trailer.
I mean, it's not that it doesn't have the elements there, but it's not correct the way they market it.
It doesn't, though, because the trailer's marketing as a fantasy world, which is just a kid's imagination. That's all it is, and it's just kids just playing pretend in the woods together, which is what most kids just do. It's really weird to me. I avoided this movie because I thought it was like a Race Switch Mountain kind of thing growing up. I thought it was like an actual other world. I'm like, oh, it's boring to me as a kid. I know. As a kid, I'm like, this seems like a generic. I love fantasy, and as a kid, I thought this is boring. This is literally just generic, whatever. Went to watch, I'm like, oh, this is really interesting.
Yep.
And the moment where he makes Bailey Madison cry and pushes her, I'm like, oh, this is really sad. I hated when Zooey Deschanel when's like, hey, want to come in my car and go to a museum trip with just us? Like, whoa, hey now, teacher.
I'm willing to bet that
I don't like this.
That flew more in the 70s when this book got released. Don't fly well today in the modern era, though.
No, I thought you would not do this now. You would not do this. I literally said all the way, nope, no, this isn't happening. Anyway, good movie.
Yes. I've seen a couple things since we last recorded. I watched Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie. Shit was amazing.
Sorry, my cats are going crazy. I'm sorry if you can hear that. I apologize, guys. Go on.
But yeah, if you haven't seen Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie, watch it immediately and fall in love with cinema all over again. It is a remake of Back to the Future. I both am lying and I'm also not lying. That is all I will say about the movie. So go watch it. It's from the director of Blackberry, and it's incredible. I saw Gore Verbinski's new movie, Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die, with Sam Rockwell. Favorite movie of the year so far.
It's very sci-fi, right?
Yes, it is fantastic. I highly recommend everyone see it. Crime 101, the new Chris Hemsworth movie. That was pretty good. I enjoyed that.
We might do an episode on that one. I'm not sure yet.
And then I watched Wuthering Heights. I will say that it looks...
That probably will be an episode.
I don't know, but I'm not seeing that again.
No, but you will remember it if I watch it this week. You'll know what happened.
Sadly, yes, I now have to associate my first ever Valentine's Day date with Wuthering Heights, so I have to live with that now, but sure.
But then, this man here finally got to kiss a girl again for the first time in a long time, so congrats, man.
That's the one positive thing I can say about the movie. No, I'll say this. Wuthering Heights, on the technical side, like cinematography, production, costumes, all looks incredible. Like, God, it's amazing. When you get down to the...
Performance-wise, good?
It's okay. It's fine.
Sure.
Like, it's not that they're doing a bad job, but nothing that, like, made me go, like, wow, that's amazing. Because I know that both of them could do better.
Is Margot better in Barbie?
Yes. Like, I'm not saying that either of them did a bad job, but it was nothing that was, like, made me go, like, man, they're really, like, doing something different. It's, like, what you would expect. But the big problem really does come down to the themes and how it explores them, or more so how it doesn't explore them. And I haven't read the book, and even I can tell, like, it's going over everyone's head with this.
I'm tempted to bring a Wuthering Heights book fan onto the podcast and talk about the movie together. Maybe fascinating, because it never have ever read it before. And I know people have read the book and loved it. So let's talk about our first DCOM of the year, which is Tru Confessions, starring Shia LaBeouf and the Blue Power Ranger from Dino Thunder.
We did not pick this because Shia was recently in the news. That was bad timing.
Oh shit!
That was bad timing.
This is just next. This is a movie. If you want to do the podcast, we're going through every DCOM very slowly, but in theory, one every episode. That would be like however many episodes we do it. This is Tru Confessions. It is the year of 2002, I think. Is that right?
I think that was the year it came out.
It is not as problematic as I thought it was going to be, but it's still problematic at times. But I really think that when this came out, it was probably good for kids to watch.
Oh, like, for sure.
As a baseline of showing any kind of representation is often good, even if it's not great representation, just like showing things in general. Can let people be aware of things. And I think that this movie does make people aware of issues. I don't think the movie treats him as a human as much as I want it to be, and more of a tool or a burden. But there's a moment in this movie, about halfway through, when he's like, "I miss being your twin" or something like that. I'm like, "Oh, I'm gonna cry." Mm-hmm. Like it's actually it's like the way the sincerity in some of these scenes is really good.
Yeah.
I don't like main girl. She's really annoying. I'm gonna call her main girl the whole time. I don't even know her name.
It's funny because, like, the stuff with her brother, like, feels very realistic, but then everything with her mom and, like, the way that she just, like, is so mean to her and hates her unabashedly, I'm just like, what are we doing here?
The point of that is that in the movie, it's reflecting both parents and how, yeah, I understand that. And the weird thing about that, she's just, like, annoying. She's just annoying. Also, her best friend is the Blue Power Ranger from Dino Thunder. I said it before, I'm gonna say it again. It's so weird to me. I recognize him immediately. I'm like, is that who I think it is? And I saw the name, I'm like, that's who it is.
That's funny.
Also, the director of this did Under Wraps, which is the movie we missed, the first one, the very first DCOM.
He's made many DCOMs, and many might know that he has done the Zombies quadrilogy. That's the stuff that he's most recently done. So, fascinating.
Sorry, not director. Clara Bryant, who stars in this as the main girl, she was Under Wraps. I don't remember who. What the Zombies guy? Okay, what else? Paul Hogan did Luck of the Irish. He did Let It Shine, Jump In, Cheetah Girls, Read It and Weep, Dad Nap. He did a lot more DCOMs. He did a lot of DCOMs. So
yeah,
we'll get Camp Rock 2. We'll get to more of them soon. But Josh, the summary on Letterboxd is Trudy Walker hated her life. She thought it was totally messed up until she found out about a contest that could change everything. That's a wild way to put the movie.
It's both correct and also not.
Did she hate her life? I didn't get that vibe.
It's real confusing. That's the thing about this movie is it tries more so than like The Color of Friendship to be a regular standard DCOM, but then it also wants to be the serious drama that is there that they, for the most part, do a good job, doing, but it's at war with itself for so much of it. Like the beginning when her weird ass room with like her strange monitor setup system for her editing stuff, and then the weird montages of different things, it did not jive with the rest of the tone of the movie.
So what is the plot of this movie, Josh? What's happening with Trudy Walker, or Tru?
So Trudy wants to be a filmmaker, but she's about to go into high school and she has a twin brother who has some sort of mental disability that they don't specifically say what it is. And as she has problems with, her family in general, just different difficulties. And then once they get to high school, she gets word of a contest of make a film of some sort, and like it'll get shown on the local news. And she decides that her movie is going to be a documentary about her brother, just everything about him, her relationship to him, all sorts of stuff like that. And it's a weird movie, not in a bad way, but just like I said earlier, when it tries to be a DCOM, it doesn't work. But when it tries to be the drama that is there, it can work fairly well.
Okay, so everything online is saying he's probably just autistic, which is sure. He could just a high support needs.
Yeah, I understand at the time, like, something like this, especially for kids, was not very commonplace. But I feel like you can define what he has better, or maybe mental health stuff back in the early 2000s wasn't as prevalent as it is today in terms of like what people did or didn't know.
Yeah, I don't know what this fully is.
I will say, though, it's a lot better at mental health representation than shit like Scary Movie. That has one of the most offensive portrayals of someone with mental disabilities I have ever seen in anything. Oh, boy.
Worse than in Tropic Thunder with what's his face with Ben Stiller.
Hold on, that's different. That's a different case.
Also, I love that they make Tru Confessions. They do something in this movie that was fascinating. So, Tru Confessions, a movie. This girl makes a film, a documentary film-ish kind of thing about her family and about how her brother affects her, which is a weird angle to take. It's how am I affected, which is part of why this movie is a bit problematic. This movie, I think, is an odd flick, an odd film. The dad is a typical DCOM dad of, I'm not great, but I'm going to learn to be better. And the mom is like, I am great, but I'm going to be ignored the whole time. I don't hate the angle of that, and I don't hate the idea of her lying. Her being Dee Dee was obvious from the beginning. Like, clear what was going to happen there. And I wish that they did something more with that than what happened. So the main girl, Tru, goes on a chat room to ask about her brother's disability, not son, her brother's disability, and just try to get answers and stuff. What about herself? Like, how does it affect me, guys? How do I navigate this? And it's like, well, religion will save.
Well, no, she was asking, like, how do...
That was one of them.
Well, yeah, no, but like her question was more so framed around like, we're starting high school in like new environment. Like, does anyone have any advice about how to handle that?
Right, sure. It's just funny. It's always about her in this movie. It's all about her. And it's like, can this not be all about her for one moment? I do like that they become besties again, I guess, the siblings. And she has a crush on a guy who's a complete jerk. And I like that they make him a jerk.
I like they don't redeem him.
That's my next thing. I like that they keep him. There's a moment at the end where I was worried after he saw her film, like, actually, I'm sorry. I'm like, no, he's just bad, and she doesn't care about it anymore. And I bet, even if he did apologize, I bet this movie would make her not care about him still. So that's cool. Yeah, the guy she has a crush on spits in a hat, an elephant spit in a hat, give it to their brother, and then have Eddie, the brother, wear it, which is messed up. Yeah, this is a movie. I give it a yay overall, I think. I don't know if I would never go back to it. I think that there's good performances here from Shia LaBeouf, and I think it has good moments. I like that the dad the dad doesn't get to watch the final film from this contest that she wins, broadcast on TV or whatever, and because he's stuck at the hospital, he's a doctor. The thing about that is he gets to watch it still. It's kind of cute, actually, this moment. He's on the TV at his work, and that's a nice moment. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
And her dad is not edited in the film at all because he's just he has anger issues and isn't shown. And like, damn, that sucks. Well, it's a good learning moment for him, I guess.
Yeah, I think when it's not being a DCOM and it's being a serious movie, it works really well. There's a great scene in the library that I really liked, and I liked how that played out. And despite recent things about Shia LaBeouf, here he's doing like a far more nuanced job than, you would expect someone at that age to be doing with this. So I gotta give props for that.
I'm impressed by his facial movements in this movie.
Yeah.
There's so much behind his thoughts of what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It does not ring shallow in the movie to me at all. I feel like he actually did research and studied things and tried his best to be authentic in this movie.
Yeah, because it would be very easy to go like over the top and do a lot of like extravagant movements and things like that. But like there's a lot more subtlety to it that is real with people with mental disabilities like that.
Yeah, the line of like, "Are you mad at me?" No, I'm not mad at you. It's like, we just don't play anymore. Like there's moments that are like, and it doesn't make him feel talked down to necessarily either. When he's asking, like, he's acting childlike, but he's not acting like he's not his age also. Mm-hmm. And that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think the moment that hit me really hard was in that same library scene when he starts like breaking down after something happens and he's just like, I don't want to be different anymore. I want to be normal. And like the way his sister like comforts him like was really well handled. I really liked that. And
the use of the R word in this movie is also very important because they do use the R slur in this movie numerous times, but it's like in ways that make sense for the characters to say them in the way they say them.
Yeah.
It's like if the N word is used in a movie about race relations, it's often used in ways that make sense for portraying what you're portraying.
Yeah.
I give this movie A overall. I think it's a strong film for what was going on. I think if you say when it's just being a DCOM, it's worse, I think it is a disservice to DCOMs now because we've seen numerous movies where they take time and effort of being sincere. And that's part of the point of this experiment is seeing the changes in these movies and how they can be in different genres. And I think when it is being sincere, these movies can really shine really well.
Yeah, I think the best example still is The Color of Friendship. That one really handled everything that it was doing very well. And here it's on the same wavelength.
You lucky dog.
Little bit different wavelength. For 2002, especially for a kids movie focusing on something like this, it's way better than I expected it to be. But I think compared to like more recent stuff, I would say that if you want something of a similar type of nature, I would say check out the movie Ezra. This came out in 2024, stars Bobby Cannavale, Rose Byrne, Robert De Niro, and that one's about a divorced dad that's going on a cross-country trip with his autistic son as he goes to do, I think it was a comedy set on Jimmy Kimmel, but lots of problems arise and stuff, and just really good movie overall. Doesn't really quite as much a Tru Confessions, but it's still a good representation of a kid with mental disabilities like autism and stuff, especially in the modern era.
Yeah, let's move on. News time.
What news?
Let's talk about companies eating each other. Woo!
We love it. No problems have ever arisen from this ever.
Yay. I'm dying. This is so stupid. You ready for it?
Sure.
All right, so about the WB merger again.
Yay.
Warner was considering restarting sales talks with Paramount after the latest offer, and they decided, yep, let's do it. So they officially reopened talks with Paramount over a possible higher bid for the studio. They'll give Paramount 7 days to make their best and final offer, and that was as of the 17th, so they have like 4 more days left, so that's great. And then the Justice Department has summoned some of the largest movie theater chains in the United States for conversations about the impact of Warner Bros. Sale. Why did this not happen with Disney and any of their mergers? Like these, I don't understand.
Because it was different. It was a different time back in 2019. But I think it was still because the landscape of entertainment was still ever changing. Like streaming, like Disney Plus and Apple still hadn't come out, same as Paramount. And I think Peacock was out, but no one was using it. So there were still only like the main 3 sites. And nothing like this had really happened on this kind of a scale before with that. So we didn't really know what to expect. And then, of course, lots of bad things happened from it. Surprise, surprise. And now with this, I'm just like, how is this passing antitrust stuff? Like, this is so 100% a monopoly that's about to happen if Paramount gets it or if Netflix gets it. This is boggling the mind. I don't understand.
This is boggling the mind. I like it. Do we hear more Netflix, though?
Sure. What other bullshittery have they done?
Netflix co-CEO Ted Sarandos has outlined their plan for releasing films theatrically if they buy Warner's. 45 days of theatrical exclusivity, then film released on digital, later released on streaming to HBO Max.
What about physical? We gonna do that physical thing?
Unmentioned for WB movies.
I would like it if we had the physical, please.
Josh doesn't get what he wants this time.
I will riot. Everyone will riot if they win. This is stupid on so many levels. How does this man not understand how finances work?
Josh is angry. You don't like him. He's angry. He gets on nerdy rants about Star Wars.
It's just the most basic shit, and they keep making the dumbest decisions. I don't understand. Don't you want more money?
When Josh is angry, he gets on Kraven rants. Great for that later on. Here we go. So we also have to talk about some sad things.
Yep.
Some fun things. There was, as of this week, 2 deaths in the past 4 days since recording. This podcast should not be about deaths every time, but it does keep happening with the giant summaries, apparently like the past few weeks. As of today, Eric Dane died, who most people know as McSteamy on Grey's Anatomy. I know him as Multiple Man in the X-Men: The Last Stand. And he's also in other things, of course, but that's where I first saw him in. And also, Robert Duvall just passed away, which is insane. He was more up there in age because I think Eric Dane died to ALS, which is a tragedy. But this is just like a weird week.
Yeah.
Put it simply. But I think it's time to talk about something positive again, going from, or at least neutral, a new thing to talk about. I would have mentioned Robert Duvall and Eric Dane thing because I just realized like it wasn't in my notes, but I realized that we should probably mention that because it's a tragic thing that happened. They both did such great work, and the best way to honor people's work is just like to go and watch our stuff again and reminisce on what they gave to the world. It's always good. That's what we can do to help support them, and their families, because their families often get the money too from the residuals. It can be helpful to everyone. Let's talk about Scooby-Doo. I do not mean Knives Out 3 line from Daniel Craig. We have our first casting for the new live-action Scooby-Doo show, which has been named Scooby-Doo Origins officially, which is, we've had numerous Scooby-Doo Origins-based things now, so whatever.
I'm sorry, are they ripping off the masterpiece as the Cartoon Network original movie, Scooby-Doo The Mystery Begins?
Which is about stamps?
That was the first time I'd ever seen something as a kid where the reveal would make me go, that's stupid.
Like, it's fine. The fact that they're just real ghosts, like, that's like the biggest part of the movie. It's about stamps.
Why? This man has technology that can bring ghosts to existence, and he does it for stamps. Like, at least rob a bank or something along with it.
I will summon ghosts to harass the school to move the construction for stamps. Oh my god.
Speaking of, weirdly enough, the actress that played Velma, she has a new movie coming out that she wrote and directed. I can't remember what's Girls Like Girls. That's what it's called.
She's also in Lemonade Mouth.
Yeah, I didn't know that she made movies. I haven't kept up with a lot of people, but that's cool.
Let's talk about the real casting for this thing, and that's we get the casting of Daphne, which is a weird first casting to announce on principle, but it's McKenna Grace. So just, I guess, stay busy, girl. You're doing a good job.
Yeah, she's been staying busy since I think her first movie. I think it was Gifted with Chris Evans. I think that's what it was. But she's been staying busy for a long time. In
the MCU, she was in the DCU. She's a bunch of Star Wars, all sorts of stuff. She's in all these franchises.
She was in, DC?
I don't know, but she's at least she's in a bunch of stuff. She's in a ton of franchises.
Hold on, let me see if she was in anything DC that I forgot about.
Make Velma Rachel Zegler.
That'd be fun.
Everyone's been saying they wanted to have Mason Thames as Fred. I'm like, sure, whatever.
I'm down for that. Wait, that's hilarious. She played young Daphne in Scoob.
Yeah, she did.
That's funny.
Well, her dream role was playing Daphne. Like, that was one of the biggest things that she always wanted to do is in live action play Daphne. And he talked about that on the press tour for Regretting You, I think it was, with Mason Thames. And the interviewer was like, Mason, you can be Fred. And I'm like, okay, I'll take it. And that'd be kind of funny if that actually was already happening.
Wow, she was acting way before Gifted, like even when she was younger.
Yeah, way before. Let's talk about another casting, though, of a pink female character in an ensemble-based movie. And that's Amy Rose for Sonic the Hedgehog 4. Kristen Bell is playing Amy.
Cool.
Why? No. Her voice does not match that part at all.
I haven't played any Sonic game with Amy in it, so this means nothing to me.
Think like a Minnie Mouse style voice.
Maybe she'll do a voice.
Guys. We have a solution. I mean, Idris Elba did a voice for it, kind of.
It's a more like accentuated version of his own voice.
Yeah, and Keanu. I think everyone in the movies besides Ben Schwartz, do a kind of voice on their own that's been their voice, but she should be higher pitched. That's my biggest thing. Is her voice is like a more of a tenor range of a voice. I think in terms of just speaking, or I guess alto-ish, a lower voice. And I think that would be better for not tenor. I'm thinking about males' voices.
Hold on. Maybe she'll be like Justin Timberlake and do a really good Boo Boo impression. Maybe it's on those levels. Like she'll just do an impeccable Amy impression.
Who is Boo Boo?
The Yogi Bear movie. Justin Timberlake played his little sidekick, and it's a perfect imitation.
Without context, I'm forgetting that movie even existed.
How dare you not know who Boo Boo is?
Like Boo Boo Stewart, the actor? Like Boo from Mario?
Sure.
Honey Boo Boo? I don't know, man. I'm gonna give the casting of Daphne a yay, and right now Kristen Bell, I'm gonna give it an A for now, but I love her as an actress. I want to hear something from her first.
I'll give both a yay.
Cool. Let's get jiggy with it. Move on. Who would you cast as Shaggy?
That's a great question.
Because she is 19. I'm thinking maybe like a Jacob Tremblay-ish. He's like lanky. I don't know.
Can he play stoner? I can't see him as a stoner though.
He doesn't have to be a stoner though. He doesn't have to be. He can just be that kind of vibe.
Shaggy's a stoner. We know. He's got to have the personality.
I understand that, but I'm saying you can lean more to the cartoon aspect of it. I don't know. Let's talk about blood.
Blood?
Sam Raimi tells us how to make perfect mixture for fake blood.
This is news?
It made me laugh. I want to include this.
Okay.
So he said a good thick mix of Caro syrup, red food coloring, a little blue to give it the unaerated look, and a bit of coffee to make it dark. I don't mean to brag, but hello, I'm here. I know how to throw blood. Yes, we love it. Thank you.
I mean, fair. He's been doing it since The Evil Dead, so I guess he would know.
Yeah. This is for a Send Help tour, of course, but it's really funny to me that this is in this. This was tweeted by Discussing Film. I'm going to put out there, this is a news site or news account tweeting this out. That's really funny. More blood time.
Cool. I like to bleed.
What?
Look, this is what happens when you make me do this late at night.
Okay, blood. Do you like to bleed? I like to bleed. Let's bleed together with Iron Lung news.
Okay.
It's a blood movie. It's got blood in it. Markiplier's Iron Lung has now earned almost $50 million worldwide.
That is insanely impressive.
One of the strongest box office runs for low-budget indie movie this decade.
Cool.
So that was, I want to put out there, that is, whether you're a fan of the movie or not, and I understand both sides of that, actually, completely. I can see you hating it, I can see loving it, or in between. I understand that it's a movie that kind of explains nothing, so I get it. I support independent cinema all the time. I am happy that it's doing well.
Yeah, I really hope with how successful it is, it does start to change up some things or show more indie creators that they don't have to try to go through the studio system, that they can do things in a different way and still find success. I really hope that it does do some kind of major impact in some way.
Spiders, man.
They're creepy and they crawl.
Yeah. So Spider-Man Brand New Day, you probably heard this news already, will reportedly be set 4 years after the events of No Way Home.
I mean, that's fair. I expected there to be a little bit of time jump. I just didn't expect it to be 4 years. But like, as you guys said the other day, like most likely he would be going not just for a normal college degree, he'd probably be going for something more than that. But he is also really smart, so he could fast track through some stuff. But
you think he has time to fast track to college? Let's be real. His life. We've seen the Raimi movies.
Okay, but the problem is that like those barely touch on them. 2, it makes more sense with that story. But then in 3, he's still in college, doesn't really affect him at all. Here, I want it to impact him more. But again, we still don't really quite know what this is about, and I'm still happy that I don't. So I'm still going in with more of a blind eye than anything else.
You see the concept art leaks of different characters and images we saw?
I have not.
Can I tell you a few characters we art in the movie?
That are like, this is real concept art?
There's real concept art and also a picture. I saw a leak of an image of someone in the movie.
Is this a real leak or is this like the No Way Home leaks, which were very clearly planned by the studio?
Either way, it's still from the movie. Do you want to hear?
Sure.
We get Tombstone.
Cool.
Also, there's a picture of Boomerang, the character who's a really small Spider-Man villain, like a run-of-the-mill, like big wheel kind of villain, which I love that. We also got a picture, concept art looks like, of Scorpion in the suit.
Cool.
And I hate it. I'm tired of mechanical villains for Spider-Man. It's super mechanical looking. Like, I don't want to be mutant either, but there's an in-between. Give people costumes. It's kind of funny. Like, he has weird villains that are eccentric. Let this man be a little bit eccentric. Give him a big tail that's not just made of crossbar. Like, give him a weird tail.
Look, I'm just happy that he's A, back as Scorpion, and B, just back in general, because I haven't seen him do anything since the final season of Better Call Saul. So I'm very happy to see him get more work, because he's a fucking fantastic actor.
Anyway, Tombstone's really cool. We also get an albino actor playing him, which is pretty cool too, because that's how it should be.
I'm really curious. They probably aren't, but it would be really cool if they go into his character a lot more, because that's what the recent Spider-Man anime show did, Your Friendly Neighborhood. It actually makes Tombstone like a main character, and the way they go about showing him was easily my favorite aspect of it. It was something I didn't even put 2 and 2 together at first until they gave him the name. I was like, oh shit, that's who that is? It was really cool. People, go watch Friendly Neighborhood. It's actually really solid.
I love him in fucking Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man TV show. No, sorry, Spectacular Spider-Man. That's what it is. Spectacular.
Oh yeah, he's great in that one too.
We have 3 trailers for Toy Story 5, Mandalorian Grogu, and Lee Cronin's Mummy, which is the title is so funny to me, just having the director in the title. But anyway, Mummy first, I guess.
Looks neat.
Sure. It's a weird premise of let's take my rotting daughter home. Okay.
Well, I mean, if you're in their shoes, you know, after 8 years, you get told, hey, we found your daughter. It's a little bit weird, though, just FYI. And it's just like, it's her. Stuff don't look too right, but it's her.
I love the line in the trailer, like, what are you doing in a 3,000-year-old tomb? I don't know. What you doing there?
It's a great question.
That's fair. Are we gonna address it? Maybe not. Probably won't. This looks fine. I'll give it a yay for now, but it's the same director as Evil Dead Rise, and I haven't watched that movie either, but this seems like his vibe. I think it'll be fun, but probably maybe not my vibe to watch as much.
So here's my thing with Evil Dead Rise. I think it's a pretty solid horror movie. It's a bad Evil Dead movie. And it's a bad Evil Dead movie because it's too serious. There's no camp to it. But I think here, now that this is like his own creation version of this, and The Mummy has been done in so many different fashions now, that I think that this will probably work more than Evil Dead Rise. Who's to say, though? We still haven't seen it, but I'm down for this different premise and different take. Hopefully, it'll be good. I just don't want it to rely on jump scares. That's all I ask for. I like horror with atmosphere. I don't like jump scares because it's lazy.
Wasn't the girl in Evil Dead Rise also Holly in Stranger Things?
Yeah, I remember figuring that out. I was like, I knew I saw her from something.
Let's talk about the trailer for Toy Story 5, which I think is actually pretty strong. The reason for Woody makes sense.
It makes a lot more sense than I thought. I'm very curious what they're going to do for Jessie, because they're making her the main character this time around, which is fine. But from the trailer, at least, the film seems to be conflicted on like if it wants Jessie to be the main character or if it still wants Woody and Buzz to be the main character. So I hope that it will have a good divide there in the movie. So that way Jessie is still the main character, but there's still enough for Woody and Buzz to do. And like, as much as I don't want a fifth movie to exist, I can't deny they found a great premise for this to exist.
I mean, I didn't necessarily want a third or fourth or fifth, but they kept being good, so I'm happy with it. Like, I don't really care.
Well, they should have stopped at 3. Like, 3 was a perfect ending, and then 4 was a good ending for Woody and Buzz, and they're back again, which is the thing that's egregious. But because this is about tech versus toys, especially in this day and age...
Good idea.
It's a great idea. And it's from the director of WALL-E, so crossing fingers, I hope this works.
This movie will also be fascinating to me because I think it might help parents get their kids to get off their iPads.
Yes.
It might help them deprogram some children. Like,
stop giving children iPads.
Stop giving kids technology at 2 in the morning. Not 2 in the morning. 2 years old or 2 in the morning.
Just barge into the room at 2 in the morning. Here's your iPad. Go wild.
Take your fucking phone, Charlie. I don't want it, Mom. Take it.
I want to go to bed. You're gonna play on your iPad and you're gonna like it.
Take your phone, go on Snapchat, take some filters. There you go. You deserve it. I don't know. This bit's fun. Let's keep doing this bit forever, man. Mandalorian and Grogu. Look, I'm gonna go this bit in a positive way and just say that outright, I don't think I'm a Star Wars fan anymore. Just in general, I don't think it's not my franchise anymore. I think I've grown past it in a way I didn't ever think I would.
Please watch Andor. Please watch Andor.
No, I will watch Andor. I actually will watch Andor probably next week.
Okay.
Hold me to it. Hold me to it. Thank you. This looks like it's cute, but not Star. Like, this is Star Wars in the idea of like they want to just use imagery, like they want to use iconography. And at what point is Star Wars anymore? That has been my issue with this show, because it started out not like as a dark drama, but it had a lot more seriousness to it. There were fun moments, and obviously, you know, you put in a little baby Yoda in there, you're gonna have some cute moments too, but it struck a great balance between the two tones, and it felt very unique because of it. But then each season afterwards, it was like diminishing returns. Like season 2 started to do more fun, more cutesy things, and it did a lot more callbacks to previous things, like Boba Fett, characters from Clone Wars, Luke Skywalker shows up. I'm like, this is starting to feel a little bit different, still solid, but still feeling different. And then, of course, I've done this tangent before, but Grogu should not be back anymore. He shouldn't, but whatever. But he is, so let's move past that. But then in season 3, it just completely lost me, because it's like, I hope that you've watched Clone Wars, and I hope you watch Rebels, otherwise you ain't gonna know what the fuck is happening anymore. I'm like, that's not how you do television. And now they're still doing it here in the movie. Like, there's characters in here from shows that haven't been on the air for years, and if you haven't seen those shows, you're not gonna know who they are, because it's not gonna explain it to you, so you're gonna be a little bit lost. I think it fully will. No, they've already showed up before in other things. That's the thing. That's fine. No, I understand that. I think the new characters in this movie, I think this movie will be for audiences who haven't seen anything also can just go in and watch it. I fully believe that. I hope so. I don't like how Star Wars, outside of like Andor and the Acolyte, have just been like, oh, look, here's iconography and references and characters that you've seen and that you love. Are we going to try to challenge you in any way? Who needs to challenge shit? This is Star Wars. We don't need to do that. You watch Kenobi? Yes. It's the same thing. So Why does he not kill Darth Vader?
Because
like he beats him in a fight and then leaves him alive.
I don't remember. I think it's just like because he breaks his mask. He finally sees like Anakin's face for the first time, and like he sees that bit of human that's still there. And it's like a part of him is just like, I can't kill like my brother. I can't do that.
Yeah, I get that, but at the same time, like this man, I think at that point, everyone that Darth killed from there on out is on your hands, Obi-Wan.
There's a lot of things that show did, like that final thing, the main bad guy before Vader, like goes to Tatooine, kidnaps young Luke, and then I guess Luke just forgets that ever happened.
Wait, really?
There's a lot of things it does. And what sucks is that I like how that show actually establishes the bond between Obi-Wan and Leia, but like there's things that it does. I'm just like, you have Logan and The Last of Us as great templates, and you don't follow him, which is weird.
Okay, but hold on. Backtracking, this trailer alone. Is this trailer, without the BS around it, is this like a fun trailer to you still? Yeah. Like, I think it'd be cute. Like, I don't care. I think this trailer should hook someone who likes Star Wars enough. I don't like Star Wars enough, but it doesn't.
I like Star Wars. I'm still a fan despite all the problems I have with it, but like this does not feel like it feels like it's made for very specific fans. Not everyone, very specific fans. And that's the thing that makes me mad.
It feels like a budget of a TV show still too.
Well, that's also the thing, is that the show started with such a high budget. There's no difference between these two. But like, I just finished Twin Peaks, the original show, then watched the movie. There's a very clear difference budget-wise and like what they're capable of doing between the show and the movie. And it works brilliantly because of it. But now, because everything is as expensive as a movie, nothing feels distinct when it becomes a movie.
No, I got Josh riled up to go into Kraven today. Just now, purposefully. I did Star Wars to Kraven for that reason. Let's talk about Kraven the Non-Hunter. This movie, I have a few notes.
I hate it.
I think my main note I wrote down was I don't like shaggy-haired chameleon as a teenager. It's a weird vibe. I don't think I want to see a chameleon with hair. Just in general. And seeing him be some blonde, shaggy-haired teenager is like, this is a weird vibe. A weird, blonde-haired, shaggy-haired teenager who's a coward, who is a chameleon as a singer, an impressionist. Fascinating vibe.
The moment at the end when he turns around and he has Kraven's head, but he's still as short as he is so funny to me.
Well, yeah, because usually it's just a mask on your head.
I know, but still, it's really funny.
I like the idea of his head morphing. That's at least kind of cool.
But it's so stupid.
Also, we're gonna do non-spoilers first. I will say that up front, I'm not really spoiling that chameleon's in the movie because that's like chameleon is. If you know the name Dimitri.
Here's a question, audience. Do you care if we spoil anything?
If you don't care, skip ahead anyway. There's timestamps down below. This will be non-spoilers first, then spoilers. Then we have our super story. You also can skip ahead to that. Let's talk about this movie as a whole. And I want to say, wasted talent, Ariana DeBose, who won an Oscar, then went on a rant on a movie that she's done nothing with.
Yes. Ariana, if you're listening to this, please fire your agent.
If you are, come on the show. Hold on. Listen to this. Give us a high five.
You're a great actress, you're insanely talented, and your talent is being wasted. I don't know who's choosing these projects, but things need to change.
Yeah, I agree with that. Also, Aaron Taylor Johnson, because I think I last watched him before this in Bullet Train, probably. It's going from that to something, oh, that's different.
Didn't you see The Fall Guy?
Oh, yeah, shit. He's in that. But he's not in a lot of it, to be fair.
Yeah.
He's better in Bullet Train. But I think this movie is not great.
As I was talking to Sean earlier today about this, I think this is the worst superhero movie to come out since Suicide Squad. Now, yes, I understand that Madame Web is terrible. It is hilariously terrible, though, so it gets a step up from this.
You also get recency unbiased. Like, if you watch a movie that's bad, you'll rate it lower on the new watch every time. Like, actually, this time is worse than ever. I'm like, I think I just give it another do. You might even out again.
No, it is a fundamentally broken movie, just like Suicide Squad.
It's weirdly edited.
Yes, I don't know what this film originally was like, but this very clearly was butchered in post for whatever reason, and they somehow came across this version and were like, this is fine to release.
I should mention why we're talking about this movie in the first place. Because we got the trailer for the new Spider Noir and thought, okay, what's the last Sony movie we haven't seen, or I haven't seen at least? Is this one in the SPUMC or SPUMC universe, either Sony Spider universe, which has not Spider-Man, or the Sony Pictures universe of Marvel characters, which is a better name, I guess, or descriptor of what this is.
You know, say what you will about Venom 3, at least it had a plot and had characters and had arcs and journeys and stuff.
Why was the lizard a hippie in the movie? Why do we have a hippie lizard man?
It's fine.
Why does he cast the movie at all? Why?
It's fine.
Rhys Ifans made a weird choice being in the movie as hippie dad.
He was vibing. He was having a blast.
Oh, God. Oh, the Spunk lists on Letterboxd are funny to me. The rated people's rankings. Kraven's last on most of these lists.
It truly is the worst out of all of them. This doesn't have a plot until an hour in. Halfway through the movie is when the plot begins.
Yes, and it's staggering. So I don't want to say the movie's bad, because it is bad, but like, I had times where I'm like, that's interesting. There's moments that you brought up, 2 moments before, of jokes. So like, okay, there's a man, Kraven the Hunter, it's like, I'm going to go in this elevator. Someone's closing the door on me. I'm going to throw a knife at the button and hold the door for myself. That's not how elevators work. That's not how that works at all.
I don't care. It's the only moment. It's one of 2 moments that made me laugh, that gave me life.
He walks in, he's like, it's my work knife. What do you do for work? I'm a hunter. ... I hunt people. What? You could have ended that line at I'm a hunter.
Oh, this man has no social skills.
Well, no, he was at this point raised by wolves, essentially.
By choice. Yes,
he was like 17 years old. Like, I'm gonna leave my home and be the jungle man.
In Russia.
No, he was in Africa when this happened, I think.
No, so he got attacked.
Hold on.
So when he got his powers, it was in Africa.
Which he has powers for some reason.
Yes, because of mystical mumbo jumbo nonsense.
A potion is not explained again.
Correct.
By the way,
there's many things that are not explained,
no,
but they live.
Rhino. Oh no!
Rhino has eczema, guys.
I'm sorry. This is breaking my head. Thinking about the Rhino as a weird Russian gangster with a high-pitched voice who decides to have a pump in his side that lets his Rhino just come out in full force. What the fuck? Given to him by the jackal, who's mentioned in name only.
That's the funniest thing about it, is that when he makes mention of it, he says he gets skin as hard as a rhino. He omits the fact that he literally turns into a rhino man if he doesn't have his juice long enough.
Because if it was just rhino skin, that makes sense enough. Why does he grow horns? Where do the horns come from?
Why does he gain strength from it?
Why does his physique change? How does he get bigger?
This movie doesn't tell us anything, and it frustrates me.
Why does he keep the jeans on? He has black jeans that stay on, but his shirt rips.
Because this movie's rated R. We would have seen a rhino penis. Did you want to see a rhino penis today?
I don't know anymore. I'm dying. The more it's got, the more it hurts. I was texting our friend Luciano the whole time I was watching the movie last night. Like, what's going on? What's happening? Let's just talk about Aaron Taylor Johnson. The movie starts. We start with a prison break scene, which is kind of interesting, I guess. I've been here for 3 days. I'll be here for 3 days only. I'm like roommates. Okay. He breaks out like day 2 or something like that. Or
he breaks out the same day as the film shows us because of the way it's edited.
Because edited, but yes, it's 2 or 3 days later. Because the way that he takes a nap and stuff. And there's a nighttime change. He goes and kills a guy in there for some reason we don't really know about. Leaves on a Mission Impossible call at the end in the helicopter.
He runs into a snowstorm where we don't see there's a plane, and apparently there's a plane in the snowstorm.
Also, don't know he has powers yet. So I just see this man leaping like an orangutan, and it's like, what the fuck is happening? Why are you like a CG man?
This is the real Monkey Man movie from 2024.
Why are you a CGI man? This was so weird. And then after he leaps away, like a majestic, I don't know, trampoline man, he escapes through God knows how. It's like, bullets can't hurt him. No, you just missed him. And then he gets away. He gets a phone call. He's like, how did it go? Same as it always does. Hangs up. That's not informative to the person who's hiring you for this job. And then we skip forward to 16 years earlier. What?
Does the movie explain things? Not really. Things just happen.
We never go back to that, actually. We never know who hired him or why, what happened there, really, ever again.
It doesn't explain, is he just hunting them on his own? Is he getting paid by someone? Like, it forgets to establish the most basic of things.
I forgot about that until I mentioned it just now.
You know that thing called motivation? The thing that,
Yeah.
The thing
he's Hold on, motherfucker. Mother Dickerson. He acts like he is on a Mission Impossible team, but it's just him. But then it never comes up again. We skip forward. He goes 16 years earlier and then back to present. Not time skip ahead, present. And he's just hunting people with no context of a boss or a network or anything like that.
Or a reason.
Be a cool guy or anything. Well, no, we have a reason. He has a book. That's later on. That's later on. The reason is the journal, which is the same thing as fucking Oliver Queen in Arrow Season 1. He has a hit list. Where did it come from? We don't know.
Why does it occur? We don't know.
Well, I think he just saw his dad be a gangster, which we find out later on.
The movie doesn't tell us he's a gangster till 40 minutes in.
This movie's also hard to spoil. I've spoiled nothing plot-wise.
Nothing has happened at this point.
So let's start. I don't want spoilers yet. Anything else non-spoilers? I think the movie ending with the final shot, which is not a spoiler either. It's just the final shot itself of being the I'm on the throne. I'm like, my first thought was, this is time for Black Adam. With the throne shot.
What's really funny is that I distinctly remember, because I saw the trailer so many times for so many years, because they kept delaying this thing.
Oh yeah, it had the Morbius effect with the trailer.
Yeah, there's a shot in the trailer of like he sparks up like a spear where he's wearing this, like it's very clearly in some kind of cave thing. That scene's not here. Who knows what that was supposed to be?
Were there reshoots in this movie?
Probably.
You know.
Do you care? It doesn't fix it either way.
Well, I want to know what was changed. I want to read original script and compare it to movie script. I'd be like, oh, that's not the same at all.
Why was this the only one of these that got an R rating? Why was this the one they were like, yeah, this is the one
And
that
was
needs
it just for blood?
blood, and they say fuck a few times. I mean, like maybe less than 10 times.
You're right, like 3 times, yeah.
So it kind of leads me to believe that the swearing was 80.
Sorry, I have the rhino against in my head. I can't get it out. It's this wimpy man who gets horns. I don't understand. The rhino should be a costume.
He goes out like a bitch too.
It should be a big guy in a costume. Oh no. Oh, and also in the 16 years earlier thing, it starts with, okay, Dimitri, who is half-brother of Sergei, which is canon in Marvel Comics also. The chameleon is half-brother with Kraven. In the 16 years earlier, they're at prep school in New York. Because why are they in New York? I don't know. They probably lived there their whole life because they have American accents.
Gotta throw in some kind of reference to Spider-Man.
That's all we get. The New York, but it's also upstate, which is not, that's more like X-Men.
There's 2 things that you can relate to Spider-Man in this. You have New York City and one Daily Bugle headline. That's it.
Is there? I didn't notice that either. Damn. We have Russell Crowe as himself coming in this movie in a limo to pick them up. Who's their dad? Or, yeah, their biological father. And he's like, children, I'm Russian, and your mom died.
Your mother was weak.
Your mother was weak. She died of the mental death of suicide. And it's like, what? She's like, she was weak in mind. She killed herself. Don't worry, guys. We're going to go hunt some animals. That's the vibe now.
Literally, they immediately go from learning their mom died to going to hunt in Africa.
It was like, don't worry, y'all. We have a retreat. We're going to kill the lion. That's the vibe. That's what I want now. It will heal your spirits. Do we mourn? No, we stab. That's the Sergei Kravinoff way. The last thing I can really say for spoilers, because it will get to spoilers in a second, because there are some, vaguely. Then what happens is, the crux of the movie, to get Kraven his powers, he gets mauled by a lion, repeatedly actually, and he gets dragged away, and then another girl on a separate family trip in the safari, in the savannah, has magic potion, pours it in his wounds, and he's like, oh my god, I'm a lion man.
No, hold on. I need to explain. This girl's name is Calypso, and this is not a nickname. This is just her name. Sure, whatever.
Well, we'll get to that today. I was going to mention her. I decided not to. I was going to have our superhero story today be about Calypso's history, because it's fascinating.
But everything about how she's introduced is so random and out of nowhere. She's sitting on a bench waiting for her parents, and grandma's like, hey, granddaughter of mine, here's a tarot cards and a magic potion. Have fun on your retreat. Here's the dumbest thing. While they're just driving, they stop to take some photos of like a giraffe, and Calypso's like, I have a sense, and then goes wandering, and somehow stumbles upon Kraven with the lion. Lion also doesn't eat her, so sure.
Calypso in the comics is a nameless, because her name isn't Calypso in the comics. It's just her alter ego is Calypso Azeli, but she doesn't have a real name we don't ever find out about. In this, I think her birth name is Calypso.
You couldn't just name her like Beth?
Calypso is a nameless voodoo priestess who was born and raised in Haiti. She was a psychopathic woman who was associated with Kraven the Hunter. She seemed to enjoy driving Kraven into fits of rage and furthering his hatred of Spider-Man, which ultimately led to his suicide in Kraven Last Hunt storyline.
Well, they got it right that she's associated to Kraven. That's about it.
She resurfaces abducting Haitian refugees, turning some into zombie slaves, and selling the rest back to her homeland's government, and a whole thing with that. Anyway... we don't really get the whole voodoo priestess stuff in this movie, but we do get her having one potion, and her grandmother had the potion. So it wasn't even her. It was just her grandmother had it,
It was a family heirloom that isn't explained what it does. She's just like, you'll need this at some point without explaining things.
I like the Kraven cave in this movie. That's pretty fun. And then, of course, we cut later to her as a lawyer. Okay. Let's go spoilers, because I think it's important now. We end spoilers now from now on out. If you don't want to spoil it at all and go to the movie as blind as possible after what we already said, I promise you what we said before might sound like spoilers. We've spoiled nothing plot-wise.
The plot does not kick in until an hour in. It doesn't kick in until halfway through. I swear to God, we've given nothing away.
We've always told you this, that there are characters who have names.
Because that's what the movie does.
Can we just... Hold on, spoilers now. So, Chameleon, can you be a real character, please?
Why is he just a dude that's really good at impressions? Why is that the case?
He's an impressionist. He's not a robber. He's not a gangster. He's just a guy who likes to make his dad's impression. Like the Kraven or Dread or whatever. I'm like, what the fuck?
The first time we hear it, he just like imitates his dad's voice to his brother when they're like 16.
Which makes sense. That's funny.
Okay, but Kraven just like brushes it off like it's nothing. I'm sorry, if I heard my brother speak in the Russian tongue of a 55-year-old man, I feel like that would warrant some kind of money-making schemes of some kind.
I just think about The Office with Jim, like, I do not think that is funny with the Stanley impression. Yeah. Spoilers are here now, so let's talk about... God damn, I don't like this movie. Calypso's a lawyer. We cut forward to them. Sergei knows her. How?
Well, no, he doesn't know her.
What happened in the 16 years?
No, this is the problem. This movie forgets to plot or anything.
This movie forgets the plot.
So it picks back up. He's in London, and some guy that Ariana DeBose's character knows got killed. She gives a speech, and then Kraven's like, I've been looking for you for years. Can you help me find people? By the way, I'm the greatest hunter. I don't need help finding people, but I need you to help me find some people. Like, okay, so then you're not the greatest hunter because you can't find people on your own, dumbass.
So the plot of this movie is really the spoiler part, I guess. A man on that hunting trip where Sergei and Dmitri, where Sergei Kraven himself got mauled, on the hunting trip there, on the crew, was a man named Alexei Sitskevich, who in the comics is the Rhino. Or, of course, in the real world is Paul Giamatti. But in the movie, Alexei's like, can we be partners? I'd be a great partner for you, to the gangster man Nikolai.
He really wants people to be his partner.
Which is really his only character trait, is I want to have a partner.
He just keeps asking people if they want to be his partner.
He kills his partner. He got his partner killed later on. I don't understand this man or what he wants. So wants to be a partner. He's like, I don't need a partner. I work alone. I'm Nikolai. What's my friend's name in real life?
It is literally 8-year-old logic with how things go in this. Why does Kraven hunt bad guys? Because bad guys are bad, and Kraven hunts bad guys.
No, he has a book. That's why. The book tells him to punch and stab.
Here's the thing I was going to mention earlier about a thing called motivation. You know, the thing that motivates superheroes? You know, Batman doesn't want people to end up in the same situation he did because his parents were murdered. Spider-Man, it's a similar kind of thing. Great power, great responsibility. Kraven, don't be bad or I'm going to kill you.
Well, he does fight a lot of animal poachers at the beginning, which makes sense. That makes sense on its own.
It doesn't make sense, though, because he was hunting with his dad and there was nothing showing that he had any fear or remorse about it. So it's very random when it happens, and he only kills poachers one more time in the movie and never again.
We see his Dimitri have fear about it and remorse about it, whatever, but that's not much. That's not him, so who cares?
Exactly.
I do like that he goes to see his brother Dimitri on his birthday. That's kind of cute. He's like, my boys are together. I'm like, well, fuck you, Dad. I don't want to hear for him. It's kind of funny. I don't understand the plot. Hold on.
What plot? There is no plot.
I understand what happened. I watched this movie. I was awake for it. I saw it.
It is a sequence of events tied together by this magic tool called editing.
I want to say, I wish we had Madam Web in this movie. I wish we had Morbius in the movie.
I would rather watch either of those.
Why isn't he hunting Venom in New York City? Do Kraven's Last Hunt. Do something like, just don't make Spider-Man the villain.
What is with all these movies making every one of them the good guy? Madam Web is the only one that is canonically a good guy the entire time. Everyone else is either a villain or an anti-hero at some point. And that's not what any of these people are.
I can get behind the idea of Morbius fighting another vampire man. Sure.
Yeah.
And I get the idea of Venom in the first one fighting other aliens or whatever. But it should end with him being a villain and eating people. God, imagine the movie we could have gotten. We could have gotten a Sinister Six movie called The Lethal Protectors instead, starring this group of people.
But who would they be attacking? Because Spider-Man doesn't exist.
Spider-Man.
He doesn't exist in this universe.
Andrew Garfield.
Just Andrew Garfield.
Not the character, the man. Also, Madam Web would be 20 years before this, because it would be the 2000s, 2005 or something like that. So it would be baby Peter Parker.
Do you think they cared when they wrote this? They didn't.
Let's talk about plot still. So Rhino, or Alexei Sitkovich, in the 16-year prior period, this movie has 2 timelines. 16 years, present day. I guess a third timeline, because the first scene is not the same thing as present day, technically, because we skip past that point. Never address it. It is important that it happened because it's caught on camera.
It's a catalyst for events in this to happen, but the problem is that...
Which his dad leaked to his enemies.
Yes, there's a quote-unquote plot twist at the end of just, like, his dad was the one that ordered all this to happen just to, like, get rid of some of his enemies, vaguely. I don't know.
Man, I'd rather watch Morbius.
Legitimately. Because at least I tried to have a story.
I want to watch the 1993 Mario movie again. That was more fun to talk about. And also more fun to watch. So, let's talk about Alexi still. I'm trying to get past this one thought.
I love that's where your brain's been this whole time.
I haven't been able to get talk about one thing. So, the plot really is Alexei Sitkovich, present day. He's like, actually, I'm still mad. I'm now a gangster as well. Your dad didn't want me to be a partner. I'm gonna fucking kill him. That was 16 years ago. I hold grudges, I guess. But also, I think there was a territory war happening in the background. We don't want to talk about really. That's what really is going on. It's Nikolai. It's the Kravinoff or the family versus the Sitkovich family, which is not really a family, just one dude who wears suspenders. Or I guess gun holsters that has a pump in his side.
Whatever.
Looks like he has it's like he has a fucking one of those Ozempic spots where you like to stab it.
Yeah.
Anyway. He's got tube in him. The tube helps dilute the pain of the constant rhino-ness. When he undoes the tube, the thing the rhino comes back and becomes Horn Man, whatever. So he wants to partner man wants partners. That's all it is. He kills his partners though. He's like, I'm gonna train all you to be partners. I'll trial run. Who wants to be my partner? Anyone? Doesn't tell him why he wants them to be partners or why they should be a partner of him. He's like, get fucked. He's like, okay, random guy, shoot them. They get shot. 2 guys stay remaining. He's like, look at my skin, guys, it's gray. I have eczema, as Josh said earlier. And then, oh my god, he has eczema skin. It's terrifying. They all got shot. Who was my partner? Let's do a trial run. Shoot the other guy. Whoa, that's a good pitch. Now we're partners. 2 scenes later, actually the next scene we see him in, he gets killed by Rhino's guys. It's like, oh.
It's a really bad hit job that he tries to do on Kraven's dad in hindsight. They barely explain his powers in any kind of way. They don't give a Spider-Man moment of him realizing like, whoa, I have like powers and I'm going to like test them out. He just kind of like falls off a roof, lands like a cat, and he's like, huh. And goes on about his business. And then like when he goes off to Russia, he's just like, I'm just going to start doing stuff, but without ever the moments of just like, whoa, I can do that. He just knows that he can do it without, the realization of it. And he's never like freaked out that he has these powers. Also, why give Kraven powers? Just in general, why? It makes him a less formidable foe.
All right, if he's the greatest hunter ever, it should be because I'm just a man who can do all this stuff.
That's why he works as a character and what makes him interesting.
He can take down any prey, no matter how big or small. Okay, this one is like, no, actually, I'm not even gonna fight prey. I'm just gonna tackle him a little bit. And that's all we need. So the plot gets kicked in when Rhino's like, damn, I couldn't get Nikolai with the hit job. I'm going to try kidnapping him. Oops, I'm going to kidnap his son Dimitri Renstead by accident. Happy accident. $20 million ransom. Dad's like, I won't pay it. Nope, won't do that. And let's skip to the fact that, oh shit, it won't get paid. I need Sergei Kravinoff to save him. And then we end up in the savannah again with Arna DeBose in a super suit. What? What did I miss?
It feels like there are scenes missing, and it's just, I don't know what happened with this.
Calypso's barely in this.
Why is she here? What does she do? Like, legitimately.
She gave him a potion.
Aside from that.
16 years ago. Don't you know? You saw the movie. I don't rate movies anymore. This would be low. Just saying that now. If this was on the Weekly Planet podcast, I'd say worst movie ever. But here in our podcast, it gets a nay from me. A big nay. I'm sorry, guys. That being said, I wanted to have fun with this. I wanted to be bad and laugh a lot. But I was really just bored.
It's so boring, and it's not even a so bad it's good kind of bad. It's just a so bad it's bad kind of bad.
That's the best kind of bad.
No, it's not. It makes it miserable to watch.
Like, I'd rather watch Shark Boy and Lava Girl. That's a fun bad. That has heart in it.
This is...
Dream. You know what? I will say Taylor Lautner would have been fun as Kraven. Why is Kraven so hot in this movie?
Like as a human being or like as a body heat kind of thing?
I mean, like they made him try to look like they made him design wise look sexy. Like I am long hair. It's like perfectly shaggy in just the right way. I have like a well trimmed ish beard. He should be like a mangy man. Do you know what I mean? I buy
Tom Hardy more as looking like Kraven because he's just sweaty all the time.
He's so sweaty as Venom. He's so sweaty. I mean, Aaron Taylor Johnson is sweaty at one point. He is soaking, but at one point with no shoes on, he's like, I'm gonna get in his office. Where's Ariana DeBose?
He goes outside to sleep because he can't sleep in a bed because he's part animal apparently. And that's how they get his brother. He doesn't sleep in the apartment with his brother. He's like, I can't sleep in this bed. I'm gonna go sleep out in nature in the park. Cause sure, why not?
Wait, what? I forgot that part. Okay. Can this movie stop existing?
He can't sleep for whatever reason. So then because, he's got animal stuff going on, he's like, I'll use my animal instincts and sleep on grass.
It is a testament to make a movie at all, to get it made. That's fantastic. I'm happy this cast got paid and the crew got paid. I would have enjoyed working on this movie as a crew member. That would have been fun.
I just want to know how these producers of these movies kept their jobs when they kept being as bad as they were. Like, how do you have so many flops in a row and still have your job? That is very clearly, it's not the director's fault. It's not the writer's fault because clearly this was studio mandated stuff. How is the person in charge not fired? Because these cost a lot of money and they performed quite terribly. And yet, as far as I'm aware, they are still employed. So what the hell?
I'm more excited for L. Thompson Lincoln, the big guy in Brand New Day.
I want that goddamn secret agent Aunt May movie that got announced years ago that they never made.
What about the Black and Silver movie with Silver Sable and Black Cat?
You see, that's a thing that would make sense. They don't do that here, though.
The Parents movie, the secret agent movie, you're also going to get at 1.2.
Why are they trying to make the whole Parker family secret agents, including people that were never secret agents like Aunt May?
I would like if they made that movie with her as modern day Aunt May. It's like, fuck, I found more secrets about your parents. Let's go investigate. Make it a comedy. Like the movie Spy. Make the movie Spy starring Aunt May. Now this movie did in honor of Spider Noir, which I hope is better than this.
It looks like it has better stuff going on.
See, I remember this trailer came out. I'm like, this seems vaguely interesting because the trailer's like, you could do a Kraven movie. You could do that. Like, it could work. But it has to be him hunting animals and going for the biggest prey because he's hunted all the animals. Like, he could have seen the newscast of Venom on TV and it could have been a Venom versus Kraven movie. That would have been more fun, right?
Yes.
Josh, yay or nay on Kraven the Hunter?
It's going to be a hard nay for me, Chief. I never want to watch this again.
We should touch on the last scene with him and his dad still. He kills his dad by sticking a lion on him. Cool. I touched on it. Any more thoughts on Kraven?
Nope.
Cool. Let's move on. It's time for your favorite segment of all time, Super Weird Stories. Back for the first time this year. Josh, what is this? What is it?
I don't know much about comic book stuff. So this man starts to yell at me about comic book stuff, and I go, it's a little bit weird. Comics are a little bit funky.
This is newer for me as well as one. I've heard this character before, but I don't know much about her. She's an X-Force character.
Neat.
To my knowledge. Do you know anything about the character of Dead Girl?
No.
Or Moonbeam? She's both people.
No.
Both. It's like how we had different names like Cat Marbles and Spectrum versus newer names people have sometimes. Photon, All Monica Rainbow. Let's talk about Dead Girl.
She dead?
Well, funny you say that. The quote on this page says, "My name is Dead Girl. I died and made myself not so dead. So I'm an expert on that."
So then you're not dead then. So your name is a lie.
Well, she's still kind of a corpse. Ish.
So she's zombie then. Zombie girl.
Let's get into it. Do you want to see a picture of her?
Sure.
There you go. That's Dead Girl.
Oh, that's neat. Not as corpsey as I thought.
Well, I have more pictures.
Oh, more corpses?
If you want, not more corpses. Hopefully not more corpses. Let's send you a picture of this. Is this more corpsey for you?
A little bit more zombie-esque kind of stuff.
So on the 1 to 7 scale, which is Marvel's main scale for power level, which is so funny to me, her durability is a 6. Her fighting skills, intelligence, speed, strength, and energy are all 3. So medium for all of it. Her eyes were red, formerly brown. Her hair is grayish black, formerly brown. Like that's a formerly colors because she was dead. So Dead Girl was once a young mutant woman who moved to New York to become an actress. Cool. Everything's good so far, right?
I can foresee nothing wrong happening.
Murdered by a one-night stand.
Never mind. Bad things occurred.
Men suck. I actually don't know if it's man or woman, but I'm assuming based on the history of men in the world, men suck.
Yep.
She revived using her mutant power and killed her murderer.
Nice.
Hell yeah. I'm on board with that, right?
Was her power like in the Catwoman movie where she got burped on by some cats to get brought back to life?
Burped?
You don't know that?
Oh, I remember in the Burden movie.
The Batman Returns, she's licked on. The Catwoman movie with Halle Berry, they like burp stuff onto her.
That's our next movie. No, actually, Catwoman should be. I want to do it for the podcast at some point. We were going to do this episode. We were going to do the Nick Cage Ghost Rider movie, but I couldn't find it available anywhere without paying. And I'm fine paying for movies, but I want to actually, if I want to own it physically, if I'm going to buy it, then that's my thing.
Yep.
That's your thought too. Let's talk about this character though. So relocating to California, she became a freelance adventurer and soon joined the publicity-seeking mutant team X-Force, accompanying them to space, of course, to battle the Bush Rangers, renegade government mutates. When teammate You Go Girl died during the mission, X-Force's leader, Mr. Sensitive, which is a great name, renamed the team to X-Statics per her final request. Amazing. As the team reorganized, Dead Girl dated fellow member Anarchist. Who is Anarchist? Oh, he has low power level and everything. Cool. I don't know about him. I don't know much about X-Force in general besides the one from the Deadpool movie. Gonna be blunt there. And the two briefly embarked on a death and anarchy roadshow. What the fuck does that mean?
Is that not clear enough for you? Death and anarchy.
Death and anarchy. Capitalizing on Dead Girl's ability to recover from any lethal attack. So they're like, okay, shot in the head, revive.
Do you ever want to scar your kids' parents? We got a show for you.
Hold on. So like, as her powers is just reviving herself, that sucks.
Yeah.
So it's like worse than Wolverine healing. I'm just gonna go into battle and just keep dying again, back again and back again, still being immortal. But that's a worse version of immortal, I feel like.
Yeah, because at least with Wolverine, he can't die, but here, she does.
Over the next few months, Dead Girl performed X-Statics missions in Africa, Malaysia, India, and elsewhere, often proving herself a savage combatant. She faced a personal crisis when telepathic messages from the dead warned that mortician Brad Gutman was defiling corpses in his care. What the fuck does that mean?
That took a turn.
Hold on, who's giving her message? So ghosts are like, yo, this mortician's bad, help our dead bodies? That's kind of like, that goes hard. Like, as a concept.
Yeah, I feel like if there's any character that would have some kind of connection to ghosts, it would probably be the one called Dead Girl.
So she killed Gutman.
Fair.
So rather than allowing him to molest the corpse of his daughter, Brittany, she revived him long enough for him to be attacked by the ghosts of those he had assaulted. Wild!
This took a turn. What the hell?
I did not read this beforehand. Sometimes we pre-screen these. I did not pre-screen this one.
To be fair, we did a whole story about Wonder Woman and Punisher doing blackface, so I don't think that this is far off from what we've talked about before.
Not Wonder Woman, Lois Lane.
That's not better.
It's a little better. Not a famous huge superhero Wonder Woman. So a little better. So this is wild.
That took a turn.
When another resurrected woman, mutant pop star Henrietta Hunter, joined X-Statics, Dead Girl shared her teammates' dislike of the newcomer. But after the maniac Mr. Code slew Hunter, Dead Girl helped her spirit get vengeance on her original killers. So it's her whole thing, I'm gonna avenge dead people? That's kind of cool.
She's like the action version of Sixth Sense.
I don't see dead people, I fight with them. Dead Girl in Lord of the Rings, what army? This one. Ah!
Honestly, fair. I wonder if she's ever done that as like a party trick.
I don't know if she can summon them. She eventually retired, or X-Statics eventually retired to their own wealth after one final mission. Dead Girl accompanied her teammates despite an unexplained illness, which ultimately re-killed her, and the rest of X-Statics were slain during the mission. Months later, the spirit of a dead supervillain known as the Pitiful One, great name, led the anarchist, Mysterio, Kraven the Hunter, and Miss America out of the afterlife. I'm sure not Miss America the pageantry, but I care to name that. But that's funnier.
I'm learning so many new mutant names in this one thing.
Out of the afterlife in forms much like Dead Girls to wreak havoc in New York. Needing an ally familiar to the realm of the dead to face this threat, Sorcerer Supreme Doctor Strange contacted Dead Girl and who led to his astral form to recruit the spirits of the Phantom Rider, Ant-Man, Mr. Sensitive, and others.
This is such a random assortment of people.
I want to read her in comics.
So is she still dead now? Because he said she got re-killed.
Yeah, hold on. I'm trying to. I have 2 pages of this. I'm trying to go back and forth to see what's different. Okay, so I'm going back up a little bit here. Dead Girl and Strange enlisted. They both got people to help with this. They enlisted heroes from dead heroes who went to heaven. So apparently Ant-Man was in heaven.
Okay.
And Phantom Rider and someone known as the piano player. What?
They're really reaching for the D-list heroes right now.
I'm sending you a piano player's picture because you need to see this picture.
That's not all what I was expecting. I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't that. Jazz hands.
When Katie Sawyer, the daughter of Hugo Girl, began to manifest her powers, Dead Girl and Dupe, who we did a short cemetery where her mom had been buried to give her a few minutes with her mom. She didn't like it at first, but later understood. Dead Girl was in between the land of the living and the dead. She helped with resettling of ecstatics, and her mission became taking down the excellent. I don't know what it is. She would later become a teacher at Strange Academy, teaching necromance languages, an introductory course required for more advanced subjects. So she is stuck between the living and dead, it feels like, in a new way. And she teaches necromance languages. And this picture, I'm just staring at like this. It's haunting me.
The jazz hands with the Mickey Mouse gloves is the funniest thing. He's got a music note belt.
For those of you who are curious, Google the piano player Marvel. Why is he naked? Why is he?
Is he naked? Is he not wearing a shirt? No, he's not.
No, there's no shirt or pants. He has tighty whities, a belt, a long jacket, gloves, a domino mask, and a tie.
This is the outfit of a sex pest. This is not a hero.
She was murdered by a one-night stand, killed her murderer. Imagine discovering a mutant by reviving in a one-night stand.
That'd be wild.
Maybe she didn't discover. Maybe she had power. She had power or something. But well, I guess maybe she might have had power for 10 years at that point. But you don't know it. It's hard to win to test.
Or it could have been like it only manifested as like she could like commune with the dead, but like she couldn't do anything else with it.
And then later on, getting telepathic messages from ghosts that someone is a person is defiling corpses, killing him, reviving him long enough to not molest someone else's corpse, and then also have the corpse the ghost attack him, kill him again. Fantastic.
This is the plot of Black Phone 2.
Well, a bit, but also this is just really fascinating.
It's really fascinating, but I'm seeing so many similarities between this and the Black Phone series. I don't think it was intentional, but I just think it's really funny.
What are your thoughts on this?
Much more entertaining and interesting than anything in the Kraven movie.
But Kraven's involved in this story, so it's fine. It's relevant. Anyway, y'all, that's our episode today. If this is your first time listening to that podcast, I am so sorry and thank you for listening. My name is Sean. You can find me everywhere at sean.mov, SEANDOTMOV. And you can find Josh places as well.
I'm at some places, YouTube and Letterboxd at Josh Rudolph, Instagram at Joey_Rudy16. I'm sorry you had to listen to us be sad about Kraven. I'm sad I had to watch it. Don't watch it.
I think we had some funny moments here.
Yes, of us discussing it, but we had to get sad to get to funny moments.
Why is the rhino the way he is? It really bothers me.
Why does he have super eczema? There's creams for that, my guy.
How did Chameleon go to the Jackal and get this face change? I don't know. Will I have answers? No, I'll not have answers for this. So, you could also email our show at podgeekspeak@gmail.com, tweet at us with #GeekSpeakPod, or while we still have Twitter. You also can go to some Blue Sky, message us there, or go down below in our real-time discussions on Discord. Talk about whatever you want to talk about. We can talk about the piano player and his weird jazz hands. Up to you. See ya! Bye!